getting to be July 4th. It's almost here.
Ready for a bang up time?
Bang up time. But let's
let's
just not forget what the holiday is for.
What is it for? Santa Claus?
It's a patriotic. Hey, excuse me. My YESTERNEWS phone. My phone is ringing.
The bat phone?
It's nobody I want to talk to though. So.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right.
So we go. What were we thinking?
We're getting kind of full of ourselves.
We're getting off the subject.
That's right.
Well, hello. 4th of July, but don't forget it's a patriotic holiday.
That's right. Hello and welcome to your old news update. Now I'm going to shout out to our #1 young fan, Greer. Hi, Greer.
Hey, Greer.
Greer, we're talking to you, buddy.
Greer, I'm going to show this to you.
Yep. Clean your room, Greer.
Yeah.
That's
please.
right. Let's shout out to our sponsors. Eagle Crest Retirement Community, 1501 East Magnolia. Headley's Clothing, 211 South 9th. Grandpa could use a new shirt.
Oh, I got new shirts. This is a new shirt.
And Smoky Hill Museum, 211 West Iron. Topping the headlines from yesteryear.
July 1st, 1963, 50 years ago. Salina plumbers gained a 15-cent hourly raise in a new one-year contract negotiated with plumbing shops late Sunday afternoon. The journeyman plumbers originally asked for 25 cents an hour more than the old rate of $4 an hour, but agreed to the master plumbers' proposals of $4.15.
Man, now it's more like $40.15.
You get off that cheap?
Yeah.
I don't think so. It's more like $75 an hour or something that, or $100. Depends on, if the plumber needs to make a car payment on his Mercedes.
That's exactly right. July 5th, 1963. The Smoky Hill River is low. Lower than it has been in years.
It's low.
In Salina and upstream from Salina. It's so low that only ankle-deep water is trickling around the rocks in Salina's flood control cutoff channel. And water entering the old river channel through Salina is equally low. Where has all the water gone? And who took it?
And who took it?
Check the Smoky Hill River at its lowest level in several years, and you can see the reason for the questions.
It should be called the Smoky Hill Trickle.
The Smoky Hill Trickle.
But the Smoky Hill Trickle Festival wouldn't sound as good, would it?
Trickle down economics.
I guess not.
Yep.
Well, speaking of, you know what goes along with low water is high heat.
Oh, man.
And that's on July 1st, 1938, 75 years ago. The Mercury made its first excursion over the century mark in the 1938 summer season today, touching 101 at 2 o'clock. And reaching a maximum of 103.
That's hot, baby.
I think it was like that yesterday. Since 1931, 1935 has the best early summer record with no temperature of 100 or better before the weather warmed up good for the 4th. The record for bad behavior goes to 1933 with 16th century readings before July 1st and a reading of 114 that day. Next worst was 1934 with 14, then 1936 with 10, 1931 with 9, and 1937 with 7 100-degree readings befee July 1st.
We've had a few of those recently.
I think talk about the summer of 2012, which I think we had 30 days of 100 degrees.
Right, including some 113, 114 days.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's cool things off. 100 years ago, July 1st, 1913.
Under the category of peculiar news.
Yes, Mrs. J.M. Van Scoyoc. Is that how you pronounce that name? Van Scoyoc?
I don't think she's going to sue you.
No, she's not around anymore. She was injured in a peculiar manner a few days ago. She was lying in the hammock with her husband. And one of the boys, when without warning, the post at the head of the hammock broke. All struck the ground hard, but the post toppled over and the heavy iron hook struck Mrs. Van Scoyoc on the back of the head. The concussion disabled her for some time.
I would say so.
Yep, the result would doubtless have been more serious had it not been for the heavy coil of hair on the back of her head.
That says something about those buns back there.
That's right. Big hair did it.
Big hair
saved the day.
Grow your hair long, boys and girls.
That's right.
And finally, on July 4th, 1913, 100 years ago on the 4th of July, Well, the police made a productive raid on a crap game yesterday as a result of the capture of a man supposed to be Black Diamond, wanted in Kansas City for murder. When the man was captured, he told a story how he'd been shooting craps at the Tom Hawkins place on North 8th, and that he ran because he understood that 90 days was the penalty in Salina for such amusements. The officers took him at his word and raided the place. And in a follow-up news on the next day,
July 5th.
July 5th, Black Diamond, alias Richard Porter, alias Bob Ford, alias Max Shaw, and also known by a dozen other names as occasions best befitted, was identified in Salina this morning by Officer Milford of Kansas City, Missouri, as the man wanted there for the murder of Daniel Bell on June 16th. The man was taken to Kansas City today on the Union Pacific train, on number 104. To be exact,
Well, it was probably the temperature that day.
and will be held there to answer the crime of cutting and stabbing Bell to death.
Naughty.
Black Diamond was captured in Salina Thursday evening by Officer Gibson of the Salina Police Force after a long run and placed in jail to await the arrival of the Kansas City officials.
I'd say Black Diamond is in trouble.
Yes, he came up,
Yep.
came up
Well,
with a shorthand that.
that's right. Well, you read more about the way things used to be in the look back section of Monday's Salina Journal.
And you have a safe 4th of July, boys and girls, and we'll see you.
Keep it cool.
Yes, see you yesterday.